Greetings and welcome to Monster Legends, and another special feeding episode. This time we're going to be feeding a fellow that I picked up at a recent card flipping event. He was kind of the booby prize, the one in the middle. And this is Furyal, and he has a lot of open ruin slots. I wish that we could take these and give them to Al, but he might be good too. I hear he's support. Don't know really what that means, if he's a healer, a buffer, a debuffer. I guess we're going to find out. But first, we have to find him a home. And, yeah, I guess. I mean, Yamada is fire. He's support. Okay. Okay, I don't know quite what he was doing there. Didn't really seem to hurt the other side very much. I guess we're going to find out. Alright, where are you hiding in there? He's in there somewhere. He's... Okay, this is somebody whom we're going to rename. Jakowitz. Yeah, we're going to change that one. Anyway, this is Firael. He is a legendary. He is fire. He's got a decent power. Decent speed, too. Life is middle of the road there. Not so bad. Okay, so he's got this wonderful trait here. It makes him immune to stun, mega stun, and bleeding, which is not bad at all. As I said, he's got open ruin slots, which is always a good thing. Let's check out some skills. Ragniel's horns. Okay, I understand there's some kind of a thing there with him. You know, we'll have to find out about that in the story. Anyway, that's low physical damage to one enemy. Then we have Pyro Cursed Sun. Deals moderate fire damage to one enemy. Okay, that's kind of interesting. And, of course, Purifying Flames, that special skill we saw. Deals massive fire damage to all enemies, applies burn to all enemies. Okay, that's pretty good. I mean, I didn't see them getting burned, but I guess maybe they were. Okay, I mean, if he's burning them all massively, that's okay. I don't have a problem with that. I thought it was going to be some kind of a self-buff for the team or something like that. But it isn't. It's something really good. All right, let's go. When the leaders of the underworld discovered that Ragniel had left them to become part of the good legions, they swore to destroy him. Fortunately, Firael was the one to lead a helping hand. Together, they mixed their cells to create a monster designed to defeat Ragniel. Firael. Okay, so... Can't be too supportive if he's being sent to descend somebody who's actually kind of hard. Okay, I guess we're going to find out. But first, let's get him to level 4. And his first evolution, there he is! He's got a big spear with like an obsidian tip there. And he can fly too. Hopefully he comes back. He came back. This is a wonderful thing. Let's see the big skills and see how supportive he really is. Alright, level 7. Fire Feathers. Applies burn to all enemies. Well, that's not very supporty. For them, for us, it really, I guess maybe it is. It sets them on fire. That's the kind of support I like. Setting your enemies on fire. That's good. So far, that's okay. Doesn't do damage, but the burning's not so bad. Especially for a first skill and a 0 cooldown. Okay, let's go. To level 10. Negate Combustion. Deals moderate dark damage to one enemy, applies immunity to burn to all allies. That's kind of interesting. That's an interesting combination there. That's a very interesting combination. Alright, let's go to level 15 and some more skills. And a little bit more. Ash Prayers. Applies energy regeneration to all allies. Okay, that could end up turning out very well in the end. I'm just going to put that, I'll put that up there. Because I'm not going to keep it, but, you know. Actually, I'm not going to keep either one. I'm not going to keep any of these, frankly, because they're all the early ones. Not really worthy. All right, let's go to level 20. Bright Sparks deals very heavy dark damage to one enemy, applies immunity to blind to all allies. I mean, that's just a really good hit. And a 1-round cooldown? The immunity to blind is a nice little throw in there. That's a really good hit early on here. We're talking level 20. So I'm gonna put that there. Something like that can be very useful when you're working on a final build, if the rest of the skills like have high cooldowns and stuff like that. So that's not bad. That's not bad. So let's go, of course, to level 25 and his final form. Furial's Protector. Okay, deals massive fire damage to one enemy, applies burn to one enemy. There's another very good skill. I'd rather do massive fire damage and burn one guy than just apply burn to all these guys. Obviously, I'd like to see a group version of that, but that would be a little bit on the OP side. So, anyway, there he is, his final form. He's ready to go after Ragnar. When he comes back. He came back! Alright, maybe he was off doing that. Alright, let's go to level 30. Burning Prayers. Applies damage boost, precision, and stamina regeneration to all allies. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, right there. Yep, that's... Yeah, okay. 3 round... Okay, I'm guessing the stamina regeneration is 3 turns. It usually is. Yeah, okay, that's not too bad at all. That's not too bad at all. Gonna throw that in that last spot right there. That's the kind of support that I like. That's the kind of support that I like. Alright, let's continue to level 35. Flame Worship. Applies double damage and removes all negative status effects from all allies. Oh, you're gonna do that to me, aren't you? Okay. Okay, damage boost is only 50%, but precision and stamina regeneration are really, really nice. Double damage for 1 turn can be good, but removing all negative status effects is also really nice too. You know, I'm more likely to keep Burning Prayers. I am. I'm more likely to keep that. I'm going to put Flame Worship in the first spot for now, just because I want just get it out of the way for now, that kind of thing. I mean, both of those are 2-round cooldowns too. I like the stamina regeneration, just saying. The Burning Prayers, it's got the precision, which these days, considering the missing problem, is just really good. Yeah, tough decisions, huh? Tough decisions. Alright, maybe we'll have another one at level 40. Or maybe everything will become clear. Fire Princess Sun. Deals moderate fire damage to all enemies. Applies burn to all enemies. Oh, that's a 1-round cooldown. That's a really nice, big, huge hit there, you know? And this one's got the blind immunity. It's dark damage, too, so... I'm not going to do the double damage. I mean, I really like the remove... the part that makes this compelling is the removing negative status effects. I think 50% for 3 turns, this one over here, the damage boost for 3 turns, the precision for 2 turns, and then the stamina regeneration is better than the double damage for 1 turn. It's the removing negative status effects that can be really useful. It's just, yeah, that's going in the first spot. That right there. Yeah, I mean, the thing about it is that's just really, that's good. I mean, damage and burning. I don't know about that Firael's Protector one. I'm going to have to think about that. I guess it really depends on what else is coming. All right, if there is anything else, I would say there's probably one more. Negate combustion. Deals moderate dark damage to 1 enemy, applies immunity to burn. Oh, I just took that one out. Yeah, that's the one I took out before. Right. I took that one out. All right, let's see. Level 50. Flame Worship, yes, it's good. It's just hard to work that in. 55. Ash Prayers, once again. Maybe we are done. All right. And finally, level 60. Ash Prayers. All right, well, I'm going to just take a quick look here. Embrace the Flare. Deals very heavy fire damage to 1 enemy. Applies immunity to freeze to all allies. Okay, yeah, missed that one, didn't we? You know what? I think I would take that one over the other fire one. Not that I intend to do it this way. I think I would take that over this one. I think I would. because the thing about it is that, yeah, it's a little bit more damage, and they have the same stamina cost and cooldown. But, I mean, if I'm already setting them on fire, I'd rather have the immunity. I mean, that's a good one to have. See, immunity to burning, like the other one, the dark one, that can be useful, I suppose. But immunity to freeze for 3 turns? That's kind of useful right there. That's kind of useful, especially if you're going against very specific enemies. Maybe in a war situation, that can be very useful. So the burning, I mean, the first one probably set them on fire. If it didn't set them on fire, they probably resisted it, which means they're hard to get things down on. Maybe you missed him, or they're immune to it. In which case, it's not quite as useful. I would rather take the slightly reduced damage and get the immunity to freeze for 3 turns. So let me just, when that comes up, we're going to be taking that. I'm going to be putting it in for this one, the Protector one. I'm putting it in for that one because this one already sets them on fire. And the thing is, I can try that every 2 rounds. Because the thing about it is he's got the stamina regeneration thing, and of course he can boost his own, he can boost the damage of him in the group and give stamina, so he can do this every 2 rounds. So I don't really see as much a purpose for the other one anymore. Anyway, he's pretty good. He is supporty, but he does do some damage too, and he does have some very useful things. All right, let's look back here. Okay, he is slightly more powerful than he is speedy, which makes sense because his stuff does damage. His life is a little above normal, so it's in that range. It's like mid-range, a little bit higher. Around 10,000 is usually what you get, so that's not really that big of a problem. All right, let's take a look at the skills. All right, so these are the skills that I chose. There were some other options, but these are the ones that I decided to go with. I'll talk about them as we go. This one I think is a no-brainer. Fire Princess Sun. Deals moderate fire damage to all enemies. Applies burn to all enemies. So this has got a 1-round cooldown. Low stamina. Set them all on fire and give them burn. That's pretty useful. Especially 1-round cooldown. You can do it every other round. Pretty nice there. Pretty nice. Not too bad at all. Then we have this one. Now he's got a number of attacks here. You really have to go with your gut on this in terms of what you want. One of the main reasons I took this is because the other attacks I have are fire-based. So having a really good, heavy, dark attack isn't such a bad idea. Especially when it does have something like immunity to blind. Now, deals very heavy dark damage to one enemy, applies immunity to blind to all allies. 3 turns. That can be very useful, especially if your team has already been blinded, because that'll just remove it. So, I mean, even if you miss the target with an attack when you're blinded, your team's still going to get the immunity. So that's pretty useful. That's pretty darn useful. As I said, good, solid dark attack too, which against certain individuals can be really painful. If you're stuck on one damage type, because I don't believe he had any special damage. I don't remember seeing any special damage attacks. So having it all be fire would be very limiting against certain individuals, certain types. Anyway, then we have this one, which I'm not going to keep. This is Firael's Protector. Deals massive fire damage to one enemy, applies burn to one enemy. Now, it's really good damage, and burning is good, but the problem is, this is going to be burning the entire enemy team if they can be burned. So I don't really need that. There's another one which didn't pop up, which I intend to go for, which does slightly less damage, but gives immunity to your team for freezing for 3 turns. That can be very useful. That can be very, very useful. Especially in wars, if you have water guys on the other side. Very, very useful. Or if you see, say, a Krampus on the other side. The big problem with a Krampus is freezing your guys. You see him, boom, put this one on, no problem. No fuss, no muss. So that's the one I'm going to go with. So otherwise, things are looking good, although I still have to do testing here. All right, and then we have the final one, Burning Prayers. Applies damage boost, precision, and stamina regeneration to all allies. 2-round cooldown. So the damage boost is going to be 50%, last 3 turns. Precision, which is going to give an extra 50% chance of hitting, which unless you have a debuff, pretty much guarantees you're going to hit. And then you have stamina regeneration for 3 turns, which is very, very useful. Now, there was another one that gave double damage for 1 turn, and it removed negative status effects from the team. I chose this one because I think this one is just kind of more useful over the course. So he can remove, basically, in a way, he can remove freezing, but he can prevent freezing. He can also remove blindness. Those are 2 really annoying ones. Mind you, there's a lot of other ones. He himself is completely immune to stun, which means he can do some stuff anyway. And removing negative stats effects is really useful, but I think this is just a better one to have for the entire team. I think this one's a better one to have. So that's the reason I went with it. Going to be testing, might change my mind. We'll see how that works out. But anyway, I would say that this guy is very good. Very, very good. I had low expectations in regard to this guy, but he is very good. He does a lot of damage. He's got a lot of good utility. That last buff on the end is really useful. So, I mean, throw him into a team with good denial and a good damage dealer, and he can really help. Being immune to stun and mega stun is actually very useful too. And then, of course, remember he's got the skill that he can make his team immune to freezing, which means he's going to be able to act. Now, in that case, being able to remove negative status effects would be very useful. It's really the reason I considered that double damage one, but I'm gonna stick with the one that I picked. So anyway, he's very good. In terms of runes, I mean, he does damage, so you want to put damage on him. But remember, he is a support guy, and you want him kind of doing his thing as much as possible, especially with that first one, the group one, also with the buffing as well. So you probably want to throw some speed on him. For the 3rd slot, I guess, he's not a true damage dealer, so you wouldn't put a 2nd damage on him. He's not really denial, so you wouldn't put another speed on him. You might want to put a support guy out there. He doesn't really need health. You might want to do that. I'm thinking something supporty for that last one. If you want to do damage, you want to do a speed, you want to do a health, you could put a support rune. That's kind of what I would probably do. I guess maybe I would do life. I don't know. It's hard to say. But I mean, I wouldn't use a single target one for that last one. I'd put some kind of support. Depends on what kind of team you're going to be having and how you're going to use him. So anyway, this is Firael. This is Furyal. He's very good. I like him very much. And he's going to be testing with a couple of pirates in the near future. Yes, so, yeah, not too bad. Thank you very much for your attention. I really appreciate it. And play games because games are fun. See ya.